Live from New York, it's Ask an Engineer.
Coming right at you from the Adafruit super secret headquarters in downtown Manhattan.
That's right.
Here in West Soho. It's me, Lady Ada, the engineer and founder, apparently.
That's right. You're the founder and engineer. That's what it says on the title.
And over here, I've got Mr. Lady Ada on camera control and also helping out in the chat and pasting the discount codes we'll get to in a second. We've got an exciting show. Everyone's leaving the office so that we can just party hard here. Many shipments went out today. Okay, what's on tonight's show? You had some stuff going on.
On tonight's show, the code is Photo Awards. We are going to be debuting all of the winners from the Raspberry Pi photo contest. The first and only one so far. We're talking about what was on the show and tell. Amazing projects and more. Some news in the world of open source hardware. Back the mailbag will stop by. We've got some Adafruit learning system tutorials. We've got a look in the past of maker history, science history, and more. We got some wearable stuff, 3D printing, Pi news. We got new products.
New.
We're going to answer your questions. We'll have a trivia question, all that and more on, you guessed it, Ask an Engineer.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm the engineer. Yeah. I do the asking. No, you do the asking. I do the engineering.
They do the asking. Okay, so first up, let's just pay some bills. The code is Photo Awards, 10% off everything in stock in the Adafruit store. Get on it. You have a few hours before today's over. Bitcoin, we're still taking Bitcoin. Some Bitcoin news. Usually when I announce this, I always try to see if there's anything. Today, the Wikimedia Foundation, which is Wikipedia, accepts Bitcoin. So another high-profile place to accept Bitcoin.
Yep. So. If you has Bitcoins and you use Wikipedia, which I'm sure you do.
There it is.
Then you should donate some of those Bitcoins you have.
Okay. And next up, it's still free month here at Adafruit. You get free UPS ground shipping for $200 or more continental US and $99 or more. The PCB ruler, this is about to end. One of them is, and that's the PCB ruler.
That's the PCB ruler. We're going to switch it up. We're going to go back to the Perma Proto because some people are like, I have 6 rulers. So we're going to switch up to the Perma Proto and maybe we'll come up with something after that. So for the next month, it'll be probably starting August 1st, we're going to do the Perma Proto.
Okay.
And then find something else to give away.
Next up, the show and tell. So every single week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have people from around the world showing their amazing projects. Right when we're finished, we do Ask an Engineer. Lady Ada, can you go through this list very quickly this week because we have to get to the Raspberry Pi
Tony Nicola of Adafruit Northwest came in with his smart alarm that he made using an Arduino Uno and a TFT shield, and it's smart. It ties in with Google alerts and his Google Calendar to automatically update his alarm clock based on what he has to do the next day and when his appointments are. He also has a cat that lies exactly into like a new egg box, and it's just the most adorable thing in the world. It's just like so cute and fuzzy. Noah and Pedro of Adafruit Southeast talked about 3D Thursday. They also showed off this next week's project, which is a mini UNS with a 4x4 MIDI grid pad, and they showed that it even got it working with an iPhone or iPad using the camera control kit because it's true MIDI. So yay for like true MIDI USB support on Leonardo. Great to see that, and it will be, the tutorial's live and the video will be live tomorrow. They also talked about a very interesting coming soon new thing that they'll be doing, which I'm not going to tell you about. You got to watch the video to find out about this very exciting coming soon. Scott came in with a weather station by Davis that he interfaced with and sent the data to Weather Underground using a Motino, which is like an Arduino plus RF thingy, and Ethernet adapter and a BMP180 barometric pressure sensor for more stuff. Trixie Bella had some sort of NeoPixel electric violin that wasn't quite working, but they had a really comfy couch instead. Next week they're going to show the NeoPixel violin, hopefully, and hopefully also the extremely comfortable looking couch. Will is an audio engineer who designed for a company a really interesting custom audio controller. It looks like it uses like 2 Arduinos or something, and it sends commands to 2 different audio programs simultaneously so that they can use 2 computers and record audio, and the commands are sent at the same time so that they can sync the audio, and it can do stuff like it'll keep track of which track they're on, and when they press a button it will automatically send commands to save the files on the computer and then change to like the next track, and it's just like it's kind of interesting and very custom, and replaces most sound engineers. Roberto is at a conference, so he doesn't have his lizard, so he's forgiven for not having a lizard this week, but instead he has a couple small projects such as an LED backlight badge that he worked on, and while he's in his hotel room he made a sound looper thing on a Raspberry Pi. He calls it the Reggie Watts machine, and it has something to do with the movie Electric Boogaloo and beatboxing, and I didn't completely catch all of it, so go watch the video and maybe you can explain to me. Dustin made a Becky LED baseball hat with the Make hat, and it has a cool NeoPixel strip and a triangle, and it has neat effects, and he made some really wicked LED matrix glasses at the Kansas City Maker Faire. And then finally, Adam built the most epic home security monitoring system using a couple Raspberry Pis and an Arduino. It ties in with Google, it runs on his Android, there's Flask and MySQL on a Raspberry Pi. He made a smart doorbell that uses a Pi TFT and takes a photo and then like sends the photo to his email, and based on who's at his door, he's about to get purchased by Google for $1 billion. Congratulations,
well,
Adam.
it was neat to look at a smart doorbell idea, because that's kind of neat.
Smart doorbell's actually a smart idea, because the Raspberry Pi can take a photo and then send it to you.
You press it, and then there's a photo, and then you get an alert on your phone.
Aren't there like 16 Kickstarters that are like promised this? But like Adam built it in a weekend.
There will be soon now.
There will be soon. All
All right. So, how do people get on the show and tell, Lady Ada?
If you'd like to get on the show and tell to join this extremely interesting group of people, go to Google plus at plus.google.com/+Adafruit. Look for the post where we say comment here in this thread to get added to the show and tell circle. And then if you comment there more than half an hour before the show and tell, we'll add you to the circle. You have to comment to get added. That's kind of the way Google works. And then you'll be invited every single week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays to show off your project, whether it's a cat in a box or a smart alarm or an audio control box or a Raspberry Pi hat, whatever it is. All is cool. It doesn't actually even have to be electronic. Some people show up with like weird other stuff.
Okay.
You built it. We want to see it.
All participants on the show and tell get as seen on the show and tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com. If you were on the show and tell, you get as seen on the show and tell sticker. We do that every single week. We've been doing this for a few years now. One of the coolest highlights of the week to see these cool projects. Okay.
Yes.
So before we
Very
go
enjoyable.
into the photo awards, because it's going to be a segment, I just got to do a reminder. The code is photo awards. And so, you ready?
Yes. What's award?
Here we go. Welcome to the first annual Raspberry Pi Photography Awards. The Raspberry Pi Photography Awards we did over the month of June to July, and there was just one requirement.
Yes.
We said, I guess maybe there was two, or maybe
It
there's
had to be a photo. It had to be taken with a Raspberry
maybe there was
Pi.
even 3 or 4. But the requirement was you have to use a Raspberry Pi.
Yes.
You have to take a photo with a camera that's attached to the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
And then make sure we get it somehow. We gave you an email address. We had tags, so it was pound
Twitter,
RPPA,
like Facebook,
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Google Plus, email, all of it. You name it. Any way that we can try to get it. So we had a ton of entries. In fact,
how many entries do we have?
well, altogether we have 182 photos. And so our team of judges, we actually had to extend the judging for a little bit longer. I thought it was just going to be maybe a smaller amount. This is the first year. Who knows?
Yeah.
How many people have a Raspberry Pi? How many people put a camera in it? How many people will take an amazing photo? How many people will share it? Well, more than we expected. In fact,
182.
Yeah. In fact, next year, what we're going to do is have a lot of different categories.
Yeah.
Nature, time lapse, pets,
Action.
outdoor. Architecture.
Computing.
And so, yeah, what you're seeing,
Engineer's desk.
What you're seeing in the background is a scroll through all of the entries that came in, and they're all fantastic. And it really shows all the cool things that you can do with a Raspberry Pi and a camera. Some of them are little snapshots of life. Some of them are things like a bird flying up to a bird feeder. Some of them are snippets from a time lapse, and they're all absolutely amazing. So you'll see on Adafruit.com not only all the winners, which we're about to get to in a second, but we're also going to show all the entries that we were able to spot and find. So we're really excited.
Lizard. Did you see the lizard?
Yeah, so we're really excited.
Bees.
There's been nothing like it out there, and we have the winners. We're going to go through the runners-up first, and first I'm going to talk about this at the end, but I want to say, once again, special thanks to our judges here at Adafruit, Elisa, Mo, Angel, Stella, and Jessica. And then Liz from the Raspberry Pi Foundation. Thank you so much. I know you guys spent a lot of time looking at all the photos, and we appreciate it because it was really an effort to put all these in one spot and then find them all and then make sure we credit them right. And then you guys were able to take them, and you spent your time on it. So thank you so much. So without further ado, these are all the runners-up. So what we did is we had one grand prize winner of $314 in the Adafruit store.
Yes.
And then I said, well, let's do 14 runners-up, and these are no way in any order other than we have a grand prize winner, and then these are all the other ones that the judges really liked.
These are in the order that they were entered into the site. So
basically. So the first one, and let me get to my list here. I have to make sure.
We have to have the name of the person.
Yeah, okay, the first one. Congratulations, James Mitchell from Berlin, Germany. This is a beautiful photo of
I love this photo.
Yeah, of a Raspberry Pi looking Lego-y thing.
It's a little Lego character, and he's got this little C:/ mug that he's dropping, and he's possessed by the pie.
So, and also we'll be contacting everyone. Don't worry, I put a note on the site.
This is just for...
we'll get a hold of you. So,
we know how to reach you.
All runners-up get a $30 gift certificate in the Adafruit store, all 14 winners.
Congratulations,
Next
James.
Up, this is from... Picture is taken with Pi Noir and normal cam. Best regards, Artur Gyorski.
All right, Artur. I just love this because it's a cool use of the Pi Noir, because at first you're like, yeah, the ground is brownish yellowish, and that's normal, but then you notice the trees are also this yellowish color because it's the Pi Noir, but the sky looks normal. So it's kind of an interesting effect of what you can do with the Pi Noir.
Okay, next up, this is kind of neat. We had a lot of scientific and nature photos. This is on the scientific side. This is from Mike Cook. This is a Spirogia. Here are two exchanging packets of cells. Note it is a pi Spirogira.
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
But it says the letters pi appear in it.
So basically, this is plants getting it on. So that's what it is.
Algae.
Yeah. So this is, I thought this was really neat.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful photo. Okay. Next up.
And amazing the quality of a Pi cam.
Yeah. Here we go. This is a birdhouse with an actual bird.
Yeah.
So this is a Photomation Automatique Zazio from Etienne Cochon. So congratulations. Another amazing photo. Look how beautiful the bird is, the colors, and the, it almost looks fake.
I love the name of it. Photomaton. It's an autophotor.
Yeah. All right. Next up. This is really neat. This was really interesting the way they did this. So this is an animation of the automated digital photo collage at Pier 62 number 9, created using Python program, a Raspberry Pi computer, and a Raspberry Pi camera. The algorithm detects the movement of the shadows in the lower right. This is from Tommy Mintz. So this is really neat.
This was Evan. This is Liz's favorite.
This is this is Liz's top.
Sorry, Liz,
topic.
I didn't mean to call you Eben.
Yeah. So next up.
You say Eben and Liz, that's why.
Yeah. They're a pair. We're a team.
They're a pair, yeah.
Okay, next up. This one's beautiful.
Yes.
So this is from Jay Langhurst. It's his entry. It's Pi Noir Garnet Dusk. It has a dark noir feel to it. Raspberry Pi plant.
Raspberry plant. There's no Raspberry Pi plant.
Yeah, Raspberry plant. Sorry. Okay. All right.
I like how people are trying to get raspberries into this. They're
yeah.
Like, it's raspberry themed.
Okay.
See, another lovely Pi Noir.
Next up. This is kind of cool. This is a duo Raspberry Pi camera as Rich Shoemaker walked around the Comic-Con.
This is a portable Pi.
Yeah, so this is like, Vulcan in action.
Golf Vulcan.
All right. Next up, this is kind of neat. This is from Matt Inglis. Here are my submissions for the Raspberry Pi pictures. I've gone for the fun element of my Raspberry Pi camera. It's housed in a wedding photo booth, and they he also included how it was made. So that's really cool.
All right. So this is a family wedding.
Yeah. Next up, this is Don't Throw Me, Your Gigantus Bert. So this is a cute little Lego throwing another Lego.
I think we like this was one of the photos it's not like a natural photo. They actually put toys together to make this shot. And the color is really nice, and the framing is
great.
really nice, and it's just fun.
Yep.
It's a fun photo.
Next up, this is some of these have fun stories behind them. So this one's really neat. This is from Charlie Gallier. This is a shot of our last 8th grade Raspberry Pi class. It's a Raspberry Pi tied to a helium balloon, tethered to the ground, wireless dongle. Kids built the OS, made the camera code Python, logged in SSH, ran the camera code Python, download the image all in real time.
Wow.
So this is kind of neat. I like this one, and I think the judges probably thought the same thing. Is not only is this a photo, but it tells a picture, because the kids had to learn something. And imagine you put a computer in a helium balloon as a kid, and then you log into it and take the picture down. That's amazing.
Man, in like 8th grade, like all I was doing was like playing like Lego logo or like, I don't know, like some silly Apple II game or something.
Well, it worked out for you. So okay, next up.
I died from dysentery or
all
something.
right.
I don't know.
So next up, this is a fun one. This is like a snapshot of life. These is a lot of their things that they had just on their desks. Here's my submission for the Pi contest. Regards, Christian Brauchi or Brauchi. All right.
Another fun one.
Yeah.
Toys, playing around with electronics. I don't know. It was fun.
Next up.
Can't go wrong, Star Wars.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. This is from the Sparrow departure at the UTM bird feeder. So this is a Pi camera that takes a photo of these bird feeders.
Yes, another
and
fun.
so, yeah, this looks like a
bird, I see a lot of Raspberry Pi bird feeders.
Yeah, it's a thing. All right. And then,
keep going.
Yep, this is another one. This is little engineers experimenting with the Makey and a Raspberry Pi.
Aww.
Yeah.
It's also fun. It just looks like when you see a photo like this, you're like, wow, like this is a family that loves each other and has fun and probably don't get locked in a closet or anything. And they've got like photos on the wall and they're like playing with Play-Doh and they got a Makey. This is like the.
All right.
This is a photo to remember.
Next up, this is from Hendra, and it's titled "Entry for the Contest." Thank you. So it's a sun. It looks like the sun going through the trees. Very beautiful photo. Again, all taken with the Raspberry Pi.
Or a lamp. Hard to tell.
Okay.
Or it's on fire.
So the moment you've all been waiting for. I think I have some sound behind this. All right. The winner of the 2014 Raspberry Pi Photo Awards. You ready?
Ready.
Drum roll, Lady Ada.
Okay,
Okay, winner of the $314 is... Congratulations, Andrew Mulholland. Andrew Mulholland made this amazing photo using a Raspberry Pi pano stitcher made with Legos. Not only that, all the details are on the site. There's a whole handful of other ones that he did. Here's a quick video of how it's made. Just wanted to show this. And you can see it move, and the camera takes a photo. And in the chat room, you can see these winners right now. And the photos that come out are amazing.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful.
Yeah. So the judges independently all picked this one amongst all the others. And that, folks, is the Raspberry Pi Photography Awards 2014. We are definitely going to do this next year. We'll have to have lots of categories, more time, more.
We should have one just for birds. I was surprised that there weren't more cat photos. I mean,
cats are hard to stay still, so
that's
sometimes.
True. That's true.
So the PanBot stuff is amazing. You guys have to check it out. And once again, thank you to all of our judges: Lisa, Mo, Angel, Stella, Jessica, and Liz. Fantastic stuff. That is the Photography Awards. Whew.
Okay,
so,
congratulations to everybody.
Yeah, on the site right now is a link to all of them. Okay. All right.
And do we also have the gallery of every photo?
We will. I'm gonna post that up in a bit.
There's so many. We have to collate a lot of photos.
There's so many photos. I'm worried it's gonna melt our server a little bit, but I'll still post it anyways. Okay. So that is why the code was Photo Awards. All right. So you know what time it is? It's time to get back to the rest of the show. Okay. Mailbag.
All right.
Every week, Packet the Mailbag stops by. Packet this week brings a letter from Michael. Thank you for the very fast response. Even though I received a defective part, The experience of getting it replaced has been very easy and painless. Another reason I'll be making all my purchases Adafruit. It's not that often you see this kind of customer service. All I can say is, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, you know, sometimes electronics don't work out. We'll get a USB cable from our supplier and it doesn't work out. When things work out, it's really easy to deal with it because it worked out. But when things don't, how you deal with it, how you react to it, I think is
that's right.
a good
and luckily,
thing
because
to look at.
we have such good quality, quality assurance and quality checks, we actually have very few issues with the stuff that we sell. But when sometimes we have other suppliers and they make a mistake or something, but we take care of it.
Okay, next up.
You were taken care of.
Help wanted, the Adafruit jobs board.
Ooh, that's a nice new graphic.
That's a nice new graphic that Bruce just did.
Wow.
Our creative director here at Adafruit. So we have a jobs board, adafruit.com/jobs. And this is the place online, and pretty much the only place that I know of, that makers can post up their skills and get jobs, and then companies, maker-friendly companies, can post their jobs. We approve each and every one of them when recruiters and people try to put crappy stuff there. I just delete it. So it doesn't even see the light of day. So this one is a wireless system architect at Gotenna. This is a really cool product. We met them at Hope, and we actually know a couple of the people there. Raphael, who we've known for a long time, is one of the hardware engineers. And basically, it's a offline way to communicate with people.
It's a Bluetooth to 100 megahertz mesh network.
Yeah.
Like go-between. So it's an interesting idea. It allows you to use your phone and like an app on any kind of Android or iPhone type phone, and routes messages over like a 100 megahertz band.
Yeah. So if you're a network engineer, if you're someone who thinks this is a cool company, now's the time to join. They're a startup. They're in New York.
They're whip smart.
Send them an email.
And they've got working hardware.
Yeah, this is one of the coolest jobs on the jobs board, and really happy to have a place to get the word out for makers who have skills that they want to get out, and maker-friendly companies.
So if you're like an expert at like XB mesh networking, if you've like made a fully wirelessly networked horse farm, apply for this job.
Yeah, okay. Next up, some news in the world of open source hardware. I think this is kind of some of the biggest news recently. Siftio, 3D Robotics. 3D Robotics, an open source hardware company, acquired Siftio. Siftio, as in the little LED LCD cubes.
Yeah,
that,
which Micah Scott worked on.
Yeah, you can put little games on them. You can do things. They hook together, kind of like a super mega advanced version of like say Little Bits, where there's a screen on them.
Yeah, very high end version.
Yeah, you plug them together. They can do things together. I have a set, and now they are acquired by 3D Robotics. Unknown what they're working on because it's startup, but you can imagine they have the technology and the manufacturing experience. If 3D Robotics is doing more than just drones or having drones, you'd want someone who can do amazing firmware LCD work. Maybe they're going to do telepresence bots. Who knows? Maybe
battery
they're
management. All these little things that don't seem like they're very hard, so they make them very, very hard. One of the things that that Siftio did that was really impressive was the dynamic load management. Like they were able to have these blocks all think for themselves, but then dynamically connect. And that kind of smart message passing and like identification of a mesh network or like a dynamic network is something that a drone would find very useful, because a drone usually is like, well, do I have cellular? Do I have Wi-Fi? Am I on an RF network? How do I get messages back and forth between other drones? Like there's a lot of technology that could, if you could get 3 drones working together, like 3 Siftio blocks, like that would be cool. Okay. Playing video games. No.
Next up,
taking photos.
More news in open source hardware. We've been posting up some interesting things that we've been doing here. So this we posted up Sunday or Monday. We're making our own testers with the other machine other mill. Yeah. And we also made flexible PCBs. We're the only ones so far who have done this with the other mill. So making our own flexible PCBs. I have a very short video that I'm going to show, and then you'll show the real deal.
The real deal.
What do you got there?
This is our experiment with cutting Pyrolux flex PCB material on the other mill.
That's cool.
So we just cut a strip of NeoPixel just to see, like, could we make our own NeoPixel strip?
You milled it yourself?
Yeah, the mill is precise enough. It can actually mill through the copper side, but not all the way through. So it actually is basically a hand machined Flex PCB.
Okay. So this is the actual one right here.
Yeah, so I was playing around with some Pyrolux, which is the flexible PCB material we have in the store. It's a pain to get it, but we managed to get a reel of it and get it sliced into small pieces. And so I was like, hey, the other mill is extremely precise. So I wonder, is it precise enough that it can etch off the top layer of the copper of Pyrolux, which is only like 1 mil thick, but not cut through all the way and like hit the base, the aluminum base. And actually it can. It's so precise and it's so calibrated that it actually can just scratch the surface and etch out a circuit. So I can show this off on overhead. Do you want to maybe switch the overhead? Let's do that. Maybe you can zoom in. Thank you. So yeah, this is a flexible PCB, and I might destroy it because I'm like really messing with it. But it does work, and it's just right now it's just like a Gemma that I had kicking around, and I just soldered some flexible wires to this. But yeah, it's a flexible circuit board, and it works really great. And one of the nice things about Pyrolux is it's 1 ounce copper. It's the same thickness of copper that you find on a normal circuit board, but it's flexible, so it can carry power very easily. So like even driving these NeoPixels easy. So basically, this is what is when you make NeoPixel strips. This is what you're getting. It's a flex PCB with these LEDs on them, and you can see through where the copper is etched away because the backing material is translucent, and the copper is what blocks the light, so you can see the traces. But yeah, so we just uploaded this to the other mill and then scratched away with an end mill. We used a 1/64th end mill, but it worked really well and like didn't have any shorts or anything. So here is just a demo, but there's other stuff that we can do. With this, we can add circuitry. We can, make custom wearables that are, whatever size we want that can wrap and bend.
Right.
And so it'll be interesting to see what more we decide to do. This was just like a 5-minute, fun experiment, but it worked surprisingly well.
Okay. All right. So next up, Adafruit Learning System this week is Hoppin'. We got a ton of stuff.
Okay.
We'll probably have to go through these pretty quick, Lady Ada. I
Yep.
will put them on screen, and you just say what this is.
This is 3D Thursday, the mini ounce coming up tomorrow. It's 4 potentiometers plus 16 buttons makes mini ounce.
Okay.
It's like ounce, but smaller.
All right. Next up, this one I can do. This is how to purchase and use a gift certificate on Adafruit.com. If you've wanted to get a gift certificate, want to give a gift certificate,
Cyber gift certificate.
this is how you do it.
Yep.
Next up.
PyBox Plus, how to
Yep.
put it together. We have the PyBox Plus, which has been updated for the Model B Plus. However, you will need to do a little bit of assembling, and we just took some photos of the assembly process so that it is super clear the most optimal way of assembling.
Okay, next up.
This is the tutorial for the 12-key capacitive touch breakout, which we will talk about in the new products. And it's just a tutorial showing you how to wire it up and solder all the headers on and what kind of electrodes you should use and the code and downloads and all that good stuff.
Okay, next up. This is the battery-powered display with the...
Yeah, I thought this was 2 weeks ago, no?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I think it's
Anyways,
not live.
this is a project showing how to use the model Rev 2 of the Raspberry Robot Shield, and in this case, it's like how to power it from batteries and display stuff on LED matrix.
Okay.
So by Simon Monk, maker of the Raspberry Robot Shield.
Next up, this came out today.
This is Becky's Wearable Wednesday project. This is showing how to use Codebender with the Flora. This actually allows you to upload code to your Flora directly from the browser. It's very interesting technology, and it works really well too. So it's basically like an Arduino that just runs in Firefox or Chrome, or I don't know what other browser. Those are the two I've used. And she's also got a video that goes with it. It's interesting if you actually just don't even deal with installing an Arduino IDE. You can just run it totally from the cloud.
Okay. And last up, it's still warm, still hot out of the oven. This
is a tutorial for the Powerboost 1000, which is also a new product we'll be talking about. We just got it in the store today. It is a super mega boost converter that can give at least 1,000 amp output from 2 volts and up to 4 amp of input current. So you can have like 2 amp output from a lithium battery if it's big enough. And it just goes through all the details, what the pins do and schematics and such. This is a tutorial for that product.
Okay. And Time Travel Tuesday, I look back at things going on in the maker and science world this week. I'm just going to spotlight one thing because we got a lot going on.
Yep.
1888, Vladimir Zworykin, Russian-American engineer, invented the iconoscope. That's when he's born. So it's a device that's capable of transmitting and receiving ions.
Ions.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they called it.
All right.
So they use charge storage type tubes, infrared image tubes, and the electron microscope. That's what he's credited on helping out with. So.
Okay.
There you go.
Ionoscope.
Born this week, 1888. All right. Wearables. You just talked about that Codebender tutorial. We have a Codebender video. So we're going to play that
Take
and
it
we'll
away,
be back.
Becky.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Just wanted to give you a brief update on a new tool you can use for programming your Flora and Gemma and Trinket and any other Arduino compatible board. It's called Codebender, and it's a website that lets you program your Arduino board straight from the browser. It's pretty easy to use. Let me show you real quick. So instead of downloading a big piece of software and installing it just on your one computer, you can log in from any computer and just install the browser extension. Codebender works on Mac, Linux, Windows, and in Firefox or Chrome. Once you've installed the extension and checked out that you can communicate with your board, basically brings you to an editor environment, and you can easily just take code from any of our learning system tutorials and paste it right in, compile it, and even send it right over to your Gemma. This makes it really easy to take code that other people have published either on Codebender or elsewhere and create a whole folder of your own versions of those sketches right inside Codebender. Then you can publish your changes to share them with others, and most of the libraries, including many of the Adafruit sensor libraries, are already built right into Codebender, which will save you time in setup. Let me see if I can change the color of my Iron Man to pink. Codebender supports all kinds of boards, including the Adafruit Flora, the Gemma, and the Trinket. So whether you're doing an eTextiles workshop and have a bunch of computers to set up the Arduino IDE on, or you just want a simple place to store all of your sketches online, you could try out the Codebender site at codebender.cc. Thanks so much for watching, and subscribe for more wearable electronics from Adafruit.
All right,
Thank you,
and
Becky.
moving right along.
3D Thursday.
3D Thursday. I'm trying to keep it generic. This is 3D stuff. Maybe it's
Sorry.
Thursday, maybe it's Monday.
Sorry.
There's 3D stuff going on every day.
But I love 3D Thursday. Well, you said this
Yeah.
was one day of the week. How
Yeah.
come it's Pi Day? It's Friday.
Well, in Ask an Engineer now, this is just segments of the show.
Oh.
It doesn't have to be Friday's Pi Day, but I do have Time Travel Tuesday. Look, we have so much content.
You're so
but
inconsistent.
No, I'm exactly consistent. We have
How
so
come we
much
have
content.
Time Travel Tuesday?
Eventually, it'll just be time travel. Just like wearables is just wearables. It doesn't have to be Wednesday. Just a wearable segment. But if I started out...
Every day is engineering day.
Every day is engineering day. That's true. Ask an Engineer. It was never Ask an Engineer Saturdays.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's true.
See? Otherwise, yeah. Aren't you glad?
Yeah.
All right. So,
You got me.
yeah, we have a upgrade on your TazBot.
Okay.
So here is our 3D video.
Take it away, Noah and Pedro.
Say hello to the Taz4, the fully assembled open source 3D printer from Lulzbot. It's got a massive build area that lets you make lots of parts or really big parts. It can print many different types of filament like PLA, ABS, and NinjaFlex. This printer ships with support for 3mm filament, but can be easily converted to print with the ever popular 175. Our update makes an improvement to the extruder mount, allowing for better feed rate and retraction. Download the parts and print them out to make your own. A pair of Teflon tubes converts the filament diameter from 3 to 175. Get the full tutorial for this upgrade on the Adafruit Learning System. The extruder on the Taz4 features a modular design, making this an easy upgrade. 175 filament is quicker to heat up, requires less pressure to feed, and prints high resolution on smaller parts. It's mostly made out of 3D printed parts that are available for download. Extra goodies like the included toolset gives you everything you need to maintain and repair your printer. Our update to the latch relieves pressure, allowing retraction, preventing the filament from kinking, making loading nice and smooth. Works great with your favorite slicing software and can print over USB or with an SD card. The interface on the LCD lets you manage your print, see status, control speed, and many other great features. Wondering what else this printer can do? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more 3D printed projects from Adafruit.
All right.
Okay, so we're up to Pi News. Don't forget Raspberry Pi B Plus is in stock, and we have them update the Raspberry Pi TFT. Works now with B Plus.
Yay, yeah, we had to update our kernel package to include the new boot code to it activates the Ethernet
That's
USB
right.
chip, and it does that now, so it's lovely and works great. It just hangs out a little bit over.
And very soon we'll have a series of Pi hats. They're called hats. They're kind of like, shields, but these are little Pi hats. These are the logos we made.
An adorable Pi hat.
There's a little Pi hat you can wear.
Actually, I kind of like was waiting. I want to make a Pi TFT that's for the B+, but I couldn't even start until the Pi hat stuff came out.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can start.
Next up, this is the Cupcade. There are many like it, but this is one that someone made. Look at this clear, amazing Cupcade. This was in the forums, so this is one of our featured Pi projects of the week.
Wow.
Look at that.
They even got like the red handle.
Yeah, and then a little Cupcade look like Pac-Man. Okay.
This is like a labor of love.
All right, before we get...
Or insanity.
Before we do new products, the code is Photo Awards. Don't forget, 10% off everything in the Adafruit store that's in stock. Besides gift certificates and EagleCat, of course. Okay, so here we go, Lady Ada. It's new product time.
Yay.
Okay, first up, Eagle 7 is out. We have it. We're one of the few people that sell EagleCAD.
Yes.
And we picked our favorite versions. So what are the kind of the newish things in EagleCAD?
So I think there's a lot of bug fixes, but the biggest things are the auto router is much, much better, apparently. I don't know because I don't really use the auto router, so I will profess ignorance on that. But one thing that I thought was very interesting is they now have a sort of an intermediary 3D format. So you can actually export direct to a 3D. You can tell that they're starting to integrate like Eagle 3D type capabilities into Eagle, so it will actually be able to export a basic 3D model that you can use to kind of get you started on what shape your enclosure might be, or how big the circuit board will be, or if you want to 3D print, a mold or something. Anyways, I just also some usability stuff. I think some menus updated, some buttons are nicer looking. They're a little bit less Windows XP-ish and a little bit more Windows 7-ish. I have yet to upgrade. I'm going to do that really, really soon. I know that people who bought Eagle version 6 since April get a free upgrade.
Yeah, April 15th.
April 15th. So if you know,
Yeah. And they still have a free version.
and they of course they still have all the freemium, free education based, etc. It's versions. So yeah, I like Eagle.
So check it out, catsofusa.com.
Okay.
Next up, we have a new feature. We'll do this occasionally on the product segment. It is Journey to the Center of the Catalog. This is, we have some products that have been around back in the 100s. So we're up to 2020.
2030.
2030. So we have some other ones. So once in a while, we'll take a journey back in time. And so these are just stacky headers. What do these do?
Stacky headers. These are stacking headers. And what's funny is that this was like a totally bizarre thing. And I think I found these in the 4UCon catalog, and I was like, whoa, they're headers with, because people were thinking of using wire wrap sockets. Then I was like kind of noodling around the 4UCon catalog, and I found these sockets, the female sockets with extra long pins. So I got some samples. I was like, oh my God, these would be perfect for Proto Shield. You could stack on top. And so now it's very common to stack these shields, which is really good. And we just sell them in a set, and you get basically all of the ones that you could possibly need for stacking any kind of Arduino shield. We show it here with the wing shield, but there's a lot of shields you can stack, and we work hard to try to make all of our shields stackable. A lot of our shields use only I2C maybe, or they only use a couple pins. We can reconfigure the pins so you can stack them on top of each other. So like, you want LCD on top of your Music Maker shield, you can just put the Music Maker shield and then stack the LCD shield on top using stacky headers.
Okay, so let's get on to the real new products.
Okay.
What is this?
This is a 12-key capacitive touch sensor. It uses I2C. It's a very small chip, so we needed a good stenciler to be able to make this board, but now we have a good stenciler. So we have this board out, and it basically allows you to have up to 12 capacitive touch keys. on one board. We have another capacitive touch board as well called the Cap 1188, which is also a good chip from Microchip/SMC, and it does I2C or SPI. This one does only I2C. It's a little bit faster, which is for what we want. We have a project we want to use it for, and we needed a fast capacitive touch sensor. This one's much faster. It also has like some basic proximity capabilities. So I have a basic demo of it on the overhead. We can go to the overhead. I can show it. So I just have an electrode here with some Pyrolux I soldered on, and this is the board itself, and I have an indicator LED. And if I touch it, actually it's so sensitive that it's kind of in a little bit of a proximity mode. When you touch it, and the LED lights up, and it has 12, and then you can set the address, the I2C address, to up to 4 different addresses. So you can have 48 different capacitive touch pads on one I2C port, and there's also, I think, code that's been ported to the Raspberry Pi and BeagleBone. So this is a nice basic capacitive touch sensor that you have up to 12 inputs. And what's nice about this is it's very inexpensive. I mean, like it's very simple and easy to use. It has a lot of extras and capabilities like sensitivity control and GPIO. You can use them as outputs as well. I don't know. It's a nice chip from Freescale, I believe.
Okay.
MPR 121.
Next up.
Capacitive touch. You touch.
Yeah. Okay, this is exciting. This is one of the coolest Raspberry Pi cases for Raspberry Pi Model B that I have seen.
Yay! It is the Pi TFT case that we worked on for a very, very long time. And then, right after we ordered them, it's like, hey, there's a B+, but there's still 3 million Raspberry Pi Model Bs out there, and there's many, many, many thousands of Pi TFTs. And so we've been working on this for a while, but we will revise it for the B+. Don't worry. After we also modified the shield to be B+ hatified. This is a nice case with a translucent back, and it has little button things. It was done by Mike Dole, and you can see all these lovely photos that we took. It works with both the capacitive and resistive version of our Pi TFT, and it tilts, so you can have it tilt up. You can have a GPIO cable sticking out. If you have a lot of cables sticking out, you might want to put like some Sugru or something, bumpers, just to make it a little bit grippier. We kind of had to angle the case to sort of clear the composite and headphone jacks, but you can tilt it multiple different ways, or just put it flat, and I just have it also on the overhead.
Okay, next up.
Okay.
Cobblers.
Oh, can I go to the overhead?
Oh, sorry.
All right, thanks. So this is Pi TFT, and you can see it's just running with the resistive touchscreen, and I've got the SD card, and it's translucent, so you can see LEDs, GPIO cable, and I can select stuff, or I can even quit, log out, and go back to the console if you want. And I'll pull this out and hopefully not unplug it. But the top snaps on, and there's these little button adds on that let you basically press the buttons from outside the case. And there's a little bit of empty space in the case too. You might be able to cram something in there. But overall, it's just a nice little add-on case to your Pi TFT. People were asking us for a long time for a Pi TFT case. So here you go. Now you have this and the Pi Bell. Okay.
Great. We're moving right along. So now, what I was meant to do before was
I know.
So the cobbler and the T-cobbler are now in stock.
Yay! We have them in stock now. We were meant to put this in last week, but we didn't. But now we have this lovely photo that kind of has this blue tracery effect. We will get these assembled right now. They're in kit form only because we wanted to rush to get them to you as soon as possible. And so we are working on getting them assembled, working with a factory that we use in San Diego or in New Jersey. I don't remember which one we're using to get these assembled for you so that they will come ready to go. But for now, they are a kit. Just some header. Not too bad. Spending like a half an hour or something put together. Not even, like 10 minutes.
Okay, we're still racing. We're still racing through these. Ready?
B+. Next up. Accelerometer, we have an MMA 8451 accelerometer. Basically, we went to DigiKey and sorted triple axis accelerometers that were least expensive but pretty high accuracy and had a wide range. And we were actually, this one came up as the MMA 8451. It's a 14-bit accelerometer, triple axis, I2C. It's just an accelerometer. But the nice thing is that this is used in a lot of like tablets and phones and watches and stuff. And so the price of these accelerometers is low enough that we can offer it for like $8 or less. But it's really an accelerometer, and we have code for it for Arduino, and you can port it to almost any other kind of microcontroller or whatever. It does use I2C repeated start, so watch out for that. I think the Raspberry Pi does not support repeated start, but we have other accelerometers such as the ADXL345 and other such things that don't have this repeated start annoyance. I2C, I hate you. For something so basic, you're always so complicated. Yeah, we added some level shifting circuitry and 3-volt regulator, so you can use it safely with anything.
And next up, we got a little Internet of Things new product. This is from Acme, right?
This is Acme, and this is a company that is started, I'm not sure exactly, by some people who are also at Roving Networks, which brought you the RN42 Bluetooth, the RN52 like audio Bluetooth, the RN171 Wi-Fi, the RN something 135 Wi-Fi. Anyways, they had a bunch of different things. They were bought my microchip, and then I don't know what happened, but a bunch of them were like, we really want to do another thing, and so they started another company. And this is a Broadcom Wicked-based module, so it doesn't use a Theros. I don't remember what they use for the RN171, but it uses the Broadcom chip, actually the same chip apparently as the Electric Imp, and this is actually meant to be a little bit of a competition in the same space as the Electric Imp. It's a smart Wi-Fi module, so it actually you type commands to it, it can auto connect, and it has SSL capability and like soft AP mode, and it's actually pretty intense. And this is so we said a little bit not so sure if I want to carry the full range yet, but they said, well, why don't you start with this board, which is the starter board. It's a little expensive, but that's because it has everything on it. It has breakouts, it has the module, it has a bunch of buttons, it has a USB connection and power regulation, all that good stuff. It has even a thermistor on there for temperature measurements, and it can automatically hook into sensors.com, which is a web service that they're using for cloud-based sensing. Check out the website and documentation on acme.com for more. It's just kind of a new thing. So this is more for advanced people who are kind of cool with the fact that we don't have detailed Arduino tutorials for it. But I think the Acme team they've already shown us a couple tutorials that they're working on. So I think that this will be a very interesting way to get microcontrollers online in a very smart and integrated fashion.
Okay. And the star of the show besides you is the Powerboost 1000B.
Yay!
This is a big deal. That's why it's B, right?
B is a big deal, and it's also for that
this is actual
big
size.
inductor.
No.
Yeah, no, it's really big. We had the Powerboost 500, which was based on the lesser chip, the 2 amp version of this chip, but then we also wanted to do the 4 amp, but we wanted to start with the 2 amp. This is the 1000 amp minimum output. It has a 4 amp switch in it, and so it can give you 1 amp plus from 1.8 volts, which is the minimum. And if you're running it off of a lithium ion battery or lithium polymer battery, that gives you about 3.7 volts nominal. You can easily take 2 amps out. So, and I actually got 2.5. Afterwards, you're starting to, it starts to heat up quite a bit. But you can definitely use this to power a very power-hungry project, a robot that has BeagleBone plus a display plus Wi-Fi plus a bunch of stepper motors. Draws 2 amps or whatever. You can run this off of rechargeable batteries now. Really like this chip. It's beefy. It's actually an older chip, but that's actually kind of good because it's well tested. It's well known. It's quite efficient. It's about 80 to 90% efficient, which is pretty good. And we stuck it on a board with some capacitors, and it has a green LED that lights up when it's good. Here's the output of, I just have this gigantic battery pack at 3.9 volts, measured, nominal, and has a green LED to let you know that power is good. This charger doctor will let you know it has about 5.1, 5.2 volts output. We make the output a little bit high because if you're drawing 2 amps, your wire will have some voltage drop on it. So to make sure that it's 5 volts at the end of your 2 amp draw wire, we made it 5.2 volts, and it's safe for 5 volt electronics. We just give it a little bit more headroom because we picked an adjustable version. You can also, I think this battery is deader. Yeah, so this is a deader battery. So this LED lights up when the li-poly or lithium ion battery is close to its end, so it's a low battery indicator. And I want to demo it charging a iPad mini. iPad mini here. So plug it in, and yeah, it's it's charging up. You can see a little chargy icon. Maybe I'll take a. I don't know. You can't touch it while you charge. Too good. Yeah, there you go. And then on this little thing, give it a second. It will say it's drawing 0.94 amps. So it has the signal resistors for iPods and iPhones and iPads and all those things to tell it to charge at the full amp rate. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of handy. I think it's chunkier than the other one. It's a little bit more expensive because there's, bigger capacitors, bigger inductors, bigger PCB. The chip is also a little more expensive because it's a 4 amp chip. But I don't know. I like it. I think I will be using this for a couple portable Raspberry Pi and BeagleBone projects whenever you need something that or your Galileo. I know the Galileo uses tons of power. And what's nice is that you can use this with one of our LiPoly charger boards to create sort of like a UPS system because it's you can charge the battery while also boosting at the same time.
Okay.
So 4 amp switch, big Powerboost 1000.
Okay, you did it, Lady. That was new product. Woo.
Yay!
Okay, so
I need a drink.
yeah,
Tea.
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Normally we have more time for questions. Tonight we had a huge chunk of the show to get dedicated to celebrating all the entries and the winners of the Raspberry Pi photography.
We had art.
Yeah, we had lots of art and
No,
showing
we have 4 minutes for
showing
questions.
things that other people made as our mission. So, anyways, wanted to thank everyone for hanging on in there. Okay, so with that being said, start asking your questions. Type them in the chat, YouTube and/or UStream. Don't forget the code is Photo Awards if you want to save 10% off in our store up until midnight tonight.
Meanwhile, while you're waiting for us, you can hear the overhead because I want to show this tester.
Yeah. So let me just start getting to the comments.
You gotta go to the
over
YouTube
here.
thing?
Yeah, I gotta get stuff
All
done.
right.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay, now I can go to the overhead.
Oh,
Sure.
thanks.
What's up?
Yeah, I want to show this PCB that I made on the other mill,
Okay.
just because I know you've got questions. So you can see it's a piece of copper, and then we etch out all the traces for it. And here, I'll power it up so you can see how it works. And this is in comparison to our other testers, which we would make on a PermaProto or a Proto board or a Proto Shield. So this one's very nice because there's no hand wiring, and we can etch as many as we need. And then we just put this on here. And it just lets you know that it passes test. And we have a spot for piezo and LED and a reset button if you need one. So we're going through and remaking all the testers in the people in Fab, such as Alicia, Dano, Bacon, and James are Learning Eagle and doing an excellent job at etching out or milling out PCBs and making Arduino shields.
Okay, so first question is, should I put my printer bot on a power relay, or is it switching on and off with G-code command sufficient?
Wow. I don't know. I think if you just turn it on and off, the thing that will use the most power on a 3D printer is going to be the motors. The electronics probably, they only really need to use power on the when the motors are running, like the motor drivers. So if you have G-codes for turning it off, it probably actually, basically uses no power.
Okay.
Or very little power.
Let's see. Could Adafruit sell a Wi-Fi adapter that could have a removable adapter?
Ooh, that's very meta. I think our Wi-Fi adapter with antenna. I think you can remove the antenna. If not, it's because they changed it. It used to be removable, but I think they actually changed it so you can't remove the antenna.
Okay. Next up, how would you suggest I design a custom Linux development board based on a BeagleBone Black or Allwinner processor?
The BeagleBone Black is open source. Grab those files and go to town. To remove what you don't want, add what you want.
Yeah. Okay, next up. Any plans to carry Kapton tape?
Yeah, I guess we could. I haven't thought of it. I do use it quite a bit, but I just get mine from McMaster. But yeah, I'll think about getting some Kapton tape. We have copper tape.
Okay.
So Kapton tape.
How do you find the right ICs for your products?
You just look. Go to DigiKey. DigiKey and sort by price.
Yeah? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta look around. I used to read the DigiKey catalog, but I don't think they even print that out anymore.
Is there a discount for bulk? If so, how much? Well, assuming that you just mean any product, yes. If there is a discount for ordering lots,
usually it's 10 and 100.
10. Well, sometimes it's
It
less.
depends.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, go to the product page and you'll see the quantity discounts underneath each product. Next up, what is the best brand of PLA filament around $40? What matter hackers work well. This is a good question. So I asked our 3D printing team, people that we have here, and I'm actually really specific. I'm like, hey guys, in one sentence, can you tell me the best one? And I actually just get paragraphs back each time. And the reason is no one really knows. This is actually like a problem in the 3D printing world, it seems. So we're gonna have an opinion soon. We don't have an opinion yet. We don't really stock the filament because there's so many variables and quality and everything. So we
only carry Ninja Flex, which is
we carry Ninja Flex because there's just Ninja Flex, but there's so many different places that you can get 3mm and 1.75mm PLA. We don't know the best supplier, but once we decide on one, it will be the best. But it's just going to take us longer. We'd rather wait than pick the wrong thing. Next up, where's the best place to get a copper board to etch on?
Actually, DigiKey carries copper boards where I used to buy them. The ones that I'm using for other mill, they're actually this kind of special paper phenolic that's very kind of soft and very good for milling. It has a very clean cut. And it's FR1, not FR4. And I get it from, they buy it like in bulk, and they sell them in sheets. So if you go to othermachine.co, they do sell the copper sheets. They're probably fine for etching too. Back when I needed them, I think I would go to like the Swap Fest at MIT, and I would just pick them up for like $1 a foot. People just have like sheets and sheets of them, so I would buy them from there and to cut them.
Okay.
I think that's where I got them from.
All right, and
it's been a while since I had to etch boards, though.
Next up, is there a place online where you can pay to have someone 3D print Flora and gem enclosures? Yeah, Shapeways.
Yeah, Shapeways and other.
There's like a bot farm thing.
There's a couple. Just search for like 3D printing services. There's actually quite. Shapeways is the most well known, but there are others, and I know Shapeways does flexible as well. So if you want flexible stuff, also your local library may have something. Your local hackerspace may have something.
Okay. Next up.
So many choices.
Can the Powerboost 500 be used as a true UPS with power being continually supplied to it? Is there a chance of the battery being overcharged?
It is completely safe as long as you use a proper lithium-ion battery that has protection circuitry, which you should have anyways, just in case, and a proper charger. So if you use the Powerboost 500C, which has the charger built in, it's totally fine to use a UPS. Just keep the battery plugged in, and then you can keep it topped up as it's also powering whatever you want to power.
Okay, and that is it for this evening.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
Good work
right.
Answering all those questions.
I answered all those questions.
Okay.
And I charged my iPad mini.
And you charged an iPad mini. Okay, so just a reminder, 2%. The code is Photo Awards. We're going to give away something in a minute. Because we did the Raspberry Pi Photo Awards, I'm going to give someone out there who gets the trivia question right, I'm going to give you a Raspberry Pi Model B+. B+. So that's a nice prize.
Yeah.
Raspberry Pi Model B+.
Okay.
I have to say it into the camera because when the support team gets it, they're going to look at the show and they'll be like, oh yeah, Raspberry Pi Model B+. Okay, so here's a trivia question. You have to type this person's full name in the chat on Ustream and or YouTube. Who is the winner, the grand prize winner of the
grand prize winner
of the Raspberry Pi photo contest? Now, this is pretty easy to get. You could just go to adafruit.com/blog and you can see it there.
Or maybe you're paying attention. And the beautiful photos that he took.
Yeah, so who is the winner of the Raspberry Pi photo contest? And let's see who gets it. Bitcoin is not the answer.
Actually, it's funny. I'm actually using the Powerboost 500 as a UPS right now.
And you have to spell it right.
Yeah, you have to spell it right.
Yeah.
So this is a Powerboost 500 that I use to charge my demo so that like when I pull cords, I don't actually unplug it. Yeah. And then I go back to my desk and I plug in the charger to charge the battery.
Yeah, make sure you spell it correctly.
Spell correctly.
This one matters. Sharknado 2 is not the answer.
It's not Sharknado.
Yeah.
No.
Do.
Okay, got a Powerboost.
So if you go to adafruit.com/blog.
Winner has to be the winner.
Yeah, you have to be the full name, first and last name. We got some close ones.
With spelling.
We got some close ones, but not full first and last name.
First and last. First and last.
Yeah.
Type it in.
Yeah, well, I think...
Not Sharknado.
Yeah, I think people are racing... Oh, here you go.
Okay.
It's A wow dude. Congratulations. You got it.
Wow.
You won.
You won.
Okay, congratulations. You get a
You're the
Raspberry
winner.
Pi B+.
B+.
And that's AWWOWDUDE. Congratulations. You
Email
won.
support.
Yeah, support at Adafruit.com. And you get a Raspberry Pi Model B. I hope you take some cool photos.
B+.
Yeah, B+.
He's Model B.
Model B+. Look, I'm tired. I'm out. I got to go.
We gotta go.
We did like 3 shows today.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
8 shows, 4
So
contests.
don't forget, Code's Photo Awards is live for a couple more hours. Thank you everyone who entered the contest. That was fantastic. We will do this again.
Again and again and again.
Here's a picture of a cat.
Meow.
And here is your moment of Zener. Bye, everybody.